I was standing in my own living room when my father said the words that shifted something cold and final inside me. "Give your stepsister your house keys," he ordered. "She's pregnant. She needs the space more than you." I remember the quiet, not the request, not the entitlement, just the quiet. That dangerous, measured quiet right before a storm chooses where to strike. I didn't argue, I didn't flinch, I just said, "Okay." And that was the moment I decided every one of them would lose everything they thought they owned, including me. My stepsister, Aisha, wasn't always my enemy. When she first moved in after Dad remarried, she clung to me like a shadow, laughing too hard, admiring everything I owned, calling me Big Sis like she meant it. And maybe she did, for a while. But admiration has a way of curdling when envy grows teeth. And Dad, he loved the attention she showered him with. I was the quiet one, the stable one, the one who worked, saved, bought my own house before 25. Aisha noticed. Dad noticed her noticing. And slowly, the air shifted. It was the way she borrowed things, my clothes, my chargers, my perfume, always returned empty or broken, always with a smile that didn't match the apology. Then Dad began favoring her. Just help her, she's younger, she's had it harder. Funny, she had my mother's absence to compete with, but I had both of them ignoring me. Then the pregnancy. And suddenly, she wasn't just a stepsister, she was a saint. People worship saints. They sacrifice others for them. It wasn't the pregnancy that bothered me, it was the message I found on Dad's phone by accident. He'd left it at my place after dropping off some paperwork. A text from Aisha to him. "Once he signs the transfer, we'll finally get the house. Don't worry, he's weak. He'll do what you say." Weak. They called me weak. Dad replied, "He won't suspect anything. He trusts us." I stared at that message until the screen dimmed. And when I looked up, something in me had already died. Not love, not trust, just tolerance. I didn't confront them. Confrontation is for people who want explanations. I wanted results. First, I called my lawyer, then my banker, then my mother's cousin, the only one who ever warned me that Dad's new wife was raising a snake. I moved quietly, politely, obediently. I prepared documents, shifted accounts, locked down assets, redirected mail, changed beneficiaries, updated my will, not because I expected to die, but because I knew people like them get bold when they smell inheritance. Then I waited. Sometimes justice isn't about speed, it's about timing. I handed Aisha the keys without blinking. The smile she gave me was triumphant, smug, dripping with the kind of greed that makes people sloppy. They thought I was giving them a house, but the house was already legally removed from my name. I'd transferred it into a trust my father wasn't even allowed near. A trust with a condition. If anyone other than me tried to occupy the property, the trust would automatically revoke their access and initiate eviction proceedings. That condition went into effect 40 minutes after she stepped inside her new home. I didn't go to watch the chaos. I preferred imagining it. They arrived at my apartment the next morning. Dad red-faced, Aisha exhausted and furious. "You tricked us!" Dad shouted. "You lied," I corrected. Aisha slammed her hand on my table. "We had the keys! We were supposed to move in!" "You tried," I said, "but the house belongs to the trust now, and the trust doesn't like thieves." Dad swore. Aisha cried. I almost felt pity. Almost. "You think you're smart?" Dad hissed. "No," I said, standing. "I think I'm done." I handed him his own house keys, the ones to his property, the mortgage he'd refinanced to help Aisha with her baby. Because while they were busy plotting to steal my house, I quietly transferred their debt into his name, legally, permanently. Aisha's eyes widened. Dad's face drained. I opened my door. "Leave," I said calmly, "and take your disappointment with you." They moved out of the city 2 months later, choking on bills and resentment. I didn't check in, didn't look back, didn't answer their last attempt at guilt-laced texts. I finally stood in my silent, untouched home, my real home, feeling something I hadn't felt since before they arrived. Control. People think revenge is anger. It isn't. It's clarity. It's choosing yourself in the most final, irreversible way possible. And when I closed my door that night, I whispered one truth I wish they'd understood sooner. You don't get to steal from me and expect me to stay soft.